Alright everyone, it's your boy Fernie here with another new Cryptids and Monsters video. This time I'm trying something a little new when it comes to the world of news and Cryptids and Monsters. Rather than just making a video showcasing stuff I find online, I actually thought why not just stream news articles that I see related to the world of Cryptids and Monsters. It seems like YouTube is favoring those type of videos, so I thought let me just try it here. And what better way than from an article from YDR.com that apparently showcases how central Pennsylvania has so many cryptid sightings. When I was reading this article, I saw that it had a huge number of them. So, anybody there from the central Pennsylvania area, this is it. Apparently, you're going to be able to experience a good chance, if you're a cryptid hunter, of going to that location and then finding these particular creatures. So, again, this is from the article YDR.com. It states central Pennsylvania boasts many cryptid sightings. Have you seen any of these creatures? So let's see what it says. Now, when I was reading this info, it highlighted some other places here, Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma, for example. Boggy Creek is a monster located in Arkansas. And then it showcases that there's other real monsters in Louisiana, such as alligators, cougars, bears, and giant snakes. But then finally, it starts talking about cryptids. I do believe that cryptids, the definition of it is pretty good here. It says cryptids are animals that has claimed to exist but never proven to be real. You can't really get more straightforward than that. Anything involving the world of Bigfoots, Chupacabras, Dover demons, and so on. People say that they exist. There just isn't that proof associated with them. And I like how it says they don't have to be supernatural or mythical creatures. They just have to be something like a legend, something along those lines. Would I consider myself a cryptid hunter? Not yet, just because there's not too many cryptids to actually hunt here in my area. But I do know one person, Lyle Blackburn, who I've seen multiple times throughout Texas Frightmare and some of the other conventions that he visits. He is definitely a cryptid hunter. He goes on active hunts at locations associated with cryptids. If you haven't read his books, I recommend them. I have three of them, in fact, that I purchased from him. And then he has some documentaries on there too. So shout out Blackburn, one of the actual true cryptid hunters out there. Cryptozoology, or the study of cryptids, is a pseudoscience that focuses on creatures mentioned in local legends and folklore. I agree with that there. Cryptids are so popular, the United States Bureau of Land Management keeps and publishes a record of sightings. Oh, I've got to see that. I didn't know that they had that. The Bureau of Land Management, I know what they are because they're in Nevada. They own a lot of the land out there outside of Las Vegas. All of that wasted land that's just pretty much nothing, just dry, barren landscapes. That's what they own. I didn't know that they kept those kind of sightings. In Texas, you'll find the Chupacabra. That is true. You especially have to go towards South Texas. The Spectre Moose. That's new. I haven't heard that one. Haunts Maine. The Skunk Ape. Yes, I've heard of that one. It is in Florida. There's that infamous picture associated with it. And while many would expect Bigfoot to be Pennsylvania's most popular cryptid, it's actually the squonk. Ooh, that's the first time I've ever heard of that. Let's talk about that here. The squonk is reported to live in the hemlock forest of northern Pennsylvania. It is a pig-like creature with very saggy skin covered in warts. And while many would dismiss it as a hunter who ran into a diseased wild hog, the squonk is unique. Oh, I did talk about this one. This was that very sad creature, the one that is so sad, so timid, crying all the time, just a little sad, fearful creature. It was truly one of the most memorable videos that I did. I just couldn't remember the name, but now the description on here, and it was so sad because apparently, like it says here in the article, if you catch one, it'll become so distressed that it'll cry into a puddle of tears. What a horrible sight to see something like that. Something so depressing, where you see a cute little cryptid, but in this case, like it's so defenseless and it can't do anything with regards to its circumstance other than just cry and cry and cry until it disappears into nothing. I would not want to see that. But apparently, that's where it's at. The squonk is located there in northern Pennsylvania, there at the Hemlock Forest. Cryptids closer to home. Bigfoot is apparently around that country. He's been seen 1,300 times. Oh my goodness. So those of you there in Pennsylvania, central Pennsylvania, you'll have a good chance, a very good chance, it looks like, of catching him there or seeing him somewhere out there. Why doesn't anybody just put like a camera out there in the forest, right? Multiple cameras, like just have him out there and then be able to see if he's running about. The Bigfoot Field Research Organization has a running tally of the number of sites. It's claimed 13 over the last 30 years. Oldest one going back to 1973. Wow, 50 years on there. If you want to go looking for a Bigfoot, it's fairly easy to do. Just pull up a map of supposed sightings and take a hike. Would you do that, guys? Would you want to go something along those lines? Take a hike up there, spend the night over. I gotta tell you, I probably would, but I probably wouldn't stay the night. The minute I start hearing some strange wailing in the background, and I have heard those Bigfoot cries on videos on YouTube, they sound very eerie. They sound very unsettling. I would probably get up and get out at that point. I don't think I would last the night, especially if something big starts moving about the forest nearby. The Albatwitch. This is new. Have not heard about it until September. It's a mini Sasquatch, 4 feet tall, said to live around the Susquehanna River in the Chickies Rock area. It is derived from the Pennsylvania Dutch English word for apple snitch, meaning the hairy creature has a habit of stealing apples and throwing them at people. So here you have two types of Bigfoot, the regular one and now this one, a little mini Sasquatch, 4 feet tall, likes to steal apples and then throw them at people. Lives in trees and prefers to keep hidden. If you hear a cracking sound above you, that means the Albatwitch might be nearby. There you go, guys. That's another telltale sign with regards to this cryptid. Albatwitch hunts were held in Lancaster County to find the elusive creature. Surprise, surprise, no one has ever caught one. But if you do find one, or if you want to find one, head to the Chickies Rock and bring along a sack or two of Honeycrisp, Golden Delicious, or Pink Lady apples. There you go, guys. Now you have an opportunity to not just hunt a cryptid, but to have a delicacy to bring them out. So if you bring one of those items with you, then you'll have a good chance. I would try that. I really would. Again, I won't probably stay the night, but I would be able to at least try to lure the creature out with a bunch of apples. Hell, I'll bring a bushel of apples. I'll be able to bring bags of them and just have them strewn about and then see if that attracts the creature. The Imp of Clark County. Apparently, this is a shapeshifter. That's scary already. I don't like shapeshifters. And then some claim it is a ghost. It showed up in 1880, caused a ruckus. Showed up in many different forms. It was a horse thief. It would appear like a beer bottle or liquor bottle. What? That's a first. You always hear about shapeshifters being able to take on the form of other animals, maybe even people. But here, it's taking on the form of inanimate objects. It reminds me of that wonderful line, that wonderful scene in Terminator 2 where the young John Connor is like, why doesn't he just take the shape of a cigarette, like a pack of cigarettes or a gun or something? And then the T-800 was explaining why. And here you have a creature that could take the shape of inanimate objects. Residents even tried to capture the bottles, but never could. Oh, how creepy is that? Imagine if somewhere there in Clark Alley there is a bottle that is supposedly this imp, but it's there behind a locked area. That'd be so cool to see. Next, the imp appeared to a woman on King Street as a slender figure clad in black. The final appearance was auditory, said to have been the sound of hay being tossed around. This is a truly dangerous creature if it can take on so many objects like that. Wow. A chupacabra, look at that. It's been long said to haunt the deserts of southwestern United States and Mexico, but there are sightings there in Hanover. How about that? Chupacabra made all its way up north. It's best to resemble a real life gargoyle, bipedal creature, 3 feet tall. Yeah, yeah. Short, gray, patchy hair. I still believe a lot of the chupacabra sightings are just unfortunate dogs and coyotes that have mange, just complete mange covering them completely, like their entire body. And from far away, from up close, it looks bad. From far away, it looks even worse. So I think a lot of those sightings are truly that. Now, could a few of those sightings actually be the chupacabra? Absolutely. Could it be up there in Pennsylvania? Who knows? That would be a long way to travel from the southwest area. But it says here, in 2016, several people claimed to have spotted one in Hanover, but no one got a photo of it. And the claims died down after a week. Several more sightings over the years. Most people think it's a fox or coyote with mange. There you go. Exactly what I was stating. A werewolf. Werewolf of Lancaster County. Are you team vampire or team werewolf? Lancaster County has long-standing werewolf legends. There's a cemetery known as the Shock Graveyard that has stood for 2 centuries. Short wall surrounding it. The only way to get in is to go over the wall. The graveyard is known as the Hansgraf Cemetery. Hansgraf isn't buried there, but an inscription outside the wallways within this God's acre rest the descendants of Hans Graf. Cemetery is the final resting place for some of Graf's descendants, and some of them were allegedly killed for being werewolves. Damn! What a amazing place to visit. So if you go here to this place, there in Lancaster County, you go to that cemetery, Hansgraf Cemetery, you go to that area associated with the 31 headstones, especially the ones dating back to 1797, you may see actual burials of people that were believed to be werewolves. How amazing would that be to go there, stand above them, and then realize you may have a supernatural creature buried there, long dead, of course, but buried there, right then and there. It's like what a feeling that would be. It reminds me of my trip over to Aurora, Texas, and standing over the supposed burial of the alien that's buried there in the Aurora Cemetery. It's you can't describe that feeling over words here on a YouTube video. You have to be standing over it to know the power of that, to be able to realize the history that you're above, something along those lines where you have an alien literally buried underneath you. It's so close but so far away. The existence of it is right there, but you just can't reach it. Now here you have a situation where it's a werewolf. Wow, what a feeling that would be. Cemeteries say that ghost dogs and white werewolves haunt the grounds, and if you don't see the apparitions, you can hear dogs growling or howling and barking in the cemetery. Eesh. Dogmen. Dogmen have been sighted all around the country. They've been sighted across Pennsylvania. Dogman is described as 7 feet tall, standing on its hind legs, very muscular, covered by hair. So apparently you can see some dogmen there. I would not run into that. Those are very, very dangerous. I've talked about them in the past. The Bell's Nickel, this is new, is a grumpy, fur-clad, whip-wielding, dirty creature who sometimes gives out gifts. Comes out at night and raps on windows and jingle bells and yells at children. His goal to get the children to behave for Christmas. Sounds more along the lines of just one of those tales that parents make up so that way it can almost like bribe kids to act better for the time that Christmas is coming up. Some stories have him appearing early as Halloween. Okay. But he's not demonic, okay? He doesn't have horns and claws. He's just a man, just like Santa Claus. I wouldn't put too much credence into this one, but it just seems like more of an urban legend for parents and their benefits. Kettle Creek Monster, said to lurk in the waters of Susquehanna River. It is described as a marine animal as large as an ox or hippopotamus that howls and thrash about the night. Many suspect that it was reported in 1900s, but that it died or escaped to larger bodies of water. I think I've talked about this one in the past. Sounds very familiar. Susquehanna's mystery thing. Look at that. A cryptid that is so mysterious it doesn't even have a name. Who knows what lurks there? Another marine creature says called creature. Home is the Susquehanna's mystery thing. One of the earliest sightings, most recent ones, is early 2000s. It described as looking like a small submarine that's about to surface. Some say it could be Susquehanna seal, living its best life in larger waters. Wow. A creature so mysterious, there's not even a name for it, let alone people like actually having a good sighting of it, a good description of it. Oh, look at this. The Hide Behind, one of my favorite earliest videos ever. Boy, did I love making that video. The reason for it is because if it's legend, the reason it's called the Hide Behind is because it basically hides behind trees. It is so good that you'll never catch it being able to do so. And then by the time it strikes, it's too late. So it says here, it peeks around trees, stalks you in the dark, fearsome creature, Native American lore, set to snatch people. It may just be another Bigfoot. I don't think it is Bigfoot. It's smaller. There's no burn, the silent on Toad Road. People have heard screams and felt something, someone watching them. Maybe it's the Hide Behind. So if you want to go see the Hide Behind, folks, go to a place called Toad Road. You'll be able to see it, or at least feel its presence there. Who knows? You may be even lucky and catch like a microsecond of it, but it is so good. It's supposed to be the absolute best at concealing itself. You won't have a chance if you go out there. The Conewago Phantom Old Red Eyes. Mothman is a popular sighting. Glowing red eyes, South Central Pennsylvania. Multiple sightings have been since the 1800s. Okay. They are said to appear humans before a large disaster. Okay. Are aliens cryptids? I've talked about some of this in the past, especially with Bigfoot, how there have been Bigfoot sightings along with UFOs, and in some cases, Bigfoot's appearing into and out of UFOs. You'll find the Bell Witch in Tennessee. The Flatwood Monsters is supposed to be an alien, but not of earthly creature. Okay, that's another good example there. I've talked about the Flatwood Monsters as well, one of my earliest videos. That too was tied to the world of UFOs, but could also be a cryptid as well. There have been 4,769 UFO reports across that area. It's big. A drawing of the Spring Grove resident did of a UFO he claims. Okay. Many of them were done in the 1940s. National UFO Reporting Center has a database of 80,000 UFOs. Westchester, that area, has 31. York has 35. Harrisburg, 36. State College, 28. Lancaster, 35. Philadelphia, 121. That's it. The closest I've ever seen to UFO is never. Never actually seen one in real life. Never seen it from far away. Never even seen it up close either. I've been wanting to go on a bucket list to be able to go see a UFO. If you go out there to the Nevada area, Rachel, Nevada, which is the area closest possible towards Area 51, you can stay in some overnight cabins there, like mobile homes. It's pretty cheap too. I think it's like 30, 40 bucks a night, somewhere around there. But you just have to travel all the way out there. So you definitely have to get a vehicle because it's like 2.5 hours from Las Vegas. But it's worth it because apparently if you stay out there, you can stay up the whole night outside. You're going to have a crystal clear view of the night sky. Just absolutely beautiful. Nothing will obstruct you. And then all you'll see are UFOs. Apparently you'll see them out there in the night sky. Definitely want to try that. But that's it. What do you guys think about this news when it comes to the world of cryptids, but doing it more along the lines of a recorded live stream? And in this case, this article from YDR.com showcased many, many creatures, cryptid ones, that are there in central Pennsylvania. Let me know if you want to see more of these. All right, everyone. Thanks again as always. Take care. Bye.